Welcome back. February is Heart Month, and today is National Wear Red Day. It's the American Heart Association's initiative to bring awareness to heart disease. I spoke with a Dr. Gregory Bastian, who tells us how to stay heart healthy even if you don't notice symptoms. Take a listen.
In general, obviously, cardiac disease can be a major cause of death, but in addition, it's obviously causes quite a great deal of symptoms. And so if we can help that in terms of patients not only living longer, but living better lives, then that would be great.
And we talk a lot about heart attacks and cardiac arrest and things of that nature, which are very important. But AFib in particular, you said, is also a significant issue. What is that, first of all?
Yeah, so atrial fibrillation is a very common abnormal heart rhythm. It can affect almost all ages of patients. It's increasing in frequency. If you look at the numbers from just 10 years ago to the projections from 10 years from now, it's projected to more than double in terms of frequency. What it is it's an abnormal rhythm of the heart where the top chambers of the heart, instead of beating nice and slow and coordinated, they're quivering. And so that can lead to a number of things, including stroke and symptoms.
Wow.
And so there's a lot to do there.
Okay, so what are some of the signs that people need to look for in their own body, and what should they feel?
Yeah, great question. You know, it can vary. It can be, some patients have very severe symptoms, and it can be anything from palpitations, which is the sensation of your heart beating or racing, to shortness of breath, chest pain, lightheadedness, to, oddly enough, some patients do not feel it at all.
Really?
And so it can really run the gamut.
Okay, so if they're not experiencing symptoms at all, what should they do to know whether or not this is even affecting them?
That's a great question. If they've not been diagnosed with it before, it's frequently picked up routinely when they go to see their primary care physician or some other encounter. Someone notices some irregularity in the heart rate. The other thing that's led to a lot of cases being picked up are sort of patient-worn devices nowadays. Lots of frequent, like these, exactly. I've had a number of patients come to me that had no idea until their device picked it up, and then that's led to the diagnosis and allowed us to treat them.
Okay, interesting. Does it affect any particular group of people more than others?
You know, it's more common as we get older, but it certainly can occur as early as, you know, I've seen it in patients in their 20s, but the older we get, the more common it is. It's also associated with a number of different comorbidities, we say, so high blood pressure, other cardiac diseases, various sleep disorders, etc. Okay,
so is AFib treatable? Is it something that, you know, if you get medication, you can kind of live with? Or?
Yeah, it's very treatable. We focus, in terms of treatment, there are different types of treatment. There are medications, as you alluded to. There are devices, such as pacemakers or even devices to get you off of other medicines. And then there's even a procedure we do called an ablation, which can, you know, in certain situations, cure it and get rid of it altogether. The treatments, whether, say, the medications, for example, focus on different things. We said that it can cause stroke, so some of those treatments are geared towards thinning the blood and preventing strokes. Other ones are geared towards symptoms and keeping the patient in rhythm.
Okay, just keeping your body at the forefront, watching yourself, and if you notice something, get it checked out, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for your time this morning, Dr. Bastian.
My pleasure.
We appreciate
Thank you.
it. And folks, we're going to have more information about Heart Month on our website, WKRN.com, more about these symptoms and things like that, more insight from TriStar. So just look for the Newsmaker tab on our website.